Ma'am President. I have this one last wish of mine that I may not be buried, but be given as a tribute to the winds, for I want to celebrate my death floating at last as a free wanderer. When I die, Ma'am President, let my body not be confined again in this soil which has lost its fertility. Let my body not be confined again in this soil which no longer yields plenty and forces people to sell their own children for few bucks in order to make their living out of it. When I die, Ma'am President, let my body not be confined again in this soil which has ruthlessly devoured the young and passionate lovers of many innocents in the name of fake ideologies. Let my body not be confined again in this soil whose fertilizers have now become the decaying corpses of people we once called brothers. Kill me, ladies and gentlemen, for no more pain will I endure. And as I die, Ma'am President, let my body not be confined again in this world where nuclear arsenals, fighter jets and long-range missiles aspire people more than food and water and shelter, and where our leaders boast about increasing economies, coming investments and rising GNPs, but they do not care when even a single loaf of bread goes well beyond the reach of the poor. So kill me, ladies and gentlemen, for no more pain will I endure. And as I die, Ma'am President, let me go. For this world of ours have taken a plunge into midst of such a deep and red darkness, where weak is oppressed again and again, and where oppressor walks free, where fears fly high, and where hopes are buried alive, where greatness of an empire is measured not by its quality to construct, but by its ability to destroy. So when I die, Ma'am President, let my body not be confined again in this world where few ambassadors of capitalism dance at the beat of rattling coins and majority awaits slow approaching death of starvation. And when I die, Ma'am President, I have this one last wish of mine that my body may not be confined again in this world which has been mutilated to an extent that its color and its fragrance and its crop resembles nothing but blood. Thick, red blood, Ma'am President. Thick, red blood. Worthy Chairperson, we all have seen the effects of darkness in the so-called free, modern and enlightened world of ours. We have seen the waves of blood break against the shores of liberty and recede forever. Waves that set out from Abu Ghraib to Guantanamo Bay. Waves that quietly wash away. And for a few drops more of their holy mother oil, they would wage a crusade that has no end in sight. For a few drops more, they would burn an entire nation and slaughter men like sheep. For a few drops more, they would shatter the dreams that blossom in the innocent eyes. And for a few drops more, ladies and gentlemen, they would tear down the abodes that cover the naked, hunger-stricken people of this world. And in the barren and the waste land that remains behind, what dreams may come to me as I survive when waking is reduced to a nightmare? What dreams may come to me as I survive, Ma'am President, when I can't feel a pulse, when all I feel is a fire, a desire to burn and be burned, an agonizing scream that echoes throughout this barren wasteland, shouting that no more pain will I endure, Ma'am President. No more pain will I endure. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I'll only say that tougher times demand greater sense of responsibility. Our brave nation have seen a great deal of destruction these many years. But if we want to reconstruct our hope and to rebuild our identity, we need to work together as a nation. This is the time that we promise, each one of us, that no more pain shall we endure. And instead of flicking our own wounds, we must work together to make this country Pakistan of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. As I stand in front of you and I make this pledge that no more pain will I endure, and I'll work to make this country one of the greatest nations of the world. I hope. I only hope, ladies and gentlemen, that I am not alone. Thank you all.